Welcome back to American Sunrise. I'm Emily Finn. It is time now to take a look at religion in these United States. Awaken the Dawn, Communion of America are highlighting their national movement dedicated to prayer, worship, and unity across the country. This partnership aligns with Real America's Voice's mission of amplifying stories that strengthen faith, family, and freedom, while offering our viewers meaningful conversations about cultural renewal and spiritual awakening in the nation. Joining us now is David Bradshaw, the president and founder of Awaken the Dawn and director of Communion America. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So what makes this massive gathering on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. this coming October unique? What is going to be taking place? Walk us through a little bit of a preview here.
Yeah, well, obviously we never could have predicted where the nation would be right now in this season when we planned this gathering, which was well over a year ago. And so we do think it's providential. We think that God is igniting a spiritual awakening in our nation. And this is really the key to our nation moving forward into everything that we're called to be and do. And so we will be gathering on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It's October 9 through 12, and we literally have thousands coming from all over the nation. It's called Communion America. And so there's a few things that will be happening. One, we have 56 tents that are going to be lining that central section of the mall, and they're going to be filled with prayer, literally 24 hours from all 50 states. It's absolutely stunning. And they're just praying, we're praying, and just believing for God's kingdom to come and for great awakening in America. And so that will happen for 3 days. We'll have rallies every night. We have groups that are working, especially on university campuses, working with Gen Z. There's a great spiritual awakening igniting in Gen Z right now across America on university campuses all over the nation. So they will all be coming en masse. And this is for all ages, fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, everyone. And then we're going to be having on the final day, October 11th, on the Saturday actually, a communion table, literally a table over a mile long in the central section of the National Mall. This has never happened before. Nothing like this has ever been done before. And it's going to be a national communion service for anyone that loves Jesus across the whole nation. We're saying come together at the center of our nation's capital, because we believe that the gospel, that Jesus wants to heal our nation. And so we're going to gather at this massive table. We're going to have communion. It's going to be an incredible expression of the whole church in America coming together as one. I think it's going to be a blessing to America. I think it could even ignite spiritual awakening in our nation. Again, nothing like this has ever been done before.
Wow, I think that word you use, stunning, is the perfect way to describe this. This sounds absolutely incredible. I'm curious what inspired this event. You know, how do recent events, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk, how does that maybe affect this and inspire something like this?
Well, obviously, you know, we had this in the works many, many months before what unfolded with the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk and the events that have followed. But we do see God's hand in the timing of this event, that this is needed in our nation right now. And to be honest with you, in our initial planning, we were contemplating 2026 as a time frame to do this event. So we had a longer time to mobilize, but we really felt we have a number of spiritual leaders across the nation. We are praying. And all of us, back in 2024, all of us felt strongly impressed. We needed to do this in the fall of 2025. Of course, we had no idea at that time where we would be as a nation in the fall of 2025. And so I would submit to those listening, this is something that God has orchestrated.
Absolutely.
This is for the sake of our nation. This is a critical time for believers to step into the public square and lift up the name of Jesus. That's our conviction. And so we're sober and excited.
Now is the time. How can people be part of this historic event?
Well, you can get on our website, communionamerica.com. communionamerica.com. We would just ask that you register. It's a free registration, but we need to know numbers coming so we can plan. So if you can register, it's October 9 through 12. If you can only come one day, come on October 11th. That's the day of the massive table, and there's going to be music and worship and just incredible sense of God moving in our nation. So I encourage you to come that day and be a part if you can.
Oh, sounds like it's going to be incredible. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate
welcome.
you getting
Thank
the
you
word
for
out
having
there.
me.
We'll be back with the second hour of American Sunrise in just 2 minutes. Stick around.